Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion today. It looks like it might rain, but it's okay. We're good for right now. Anyway, my name is Kimberly Quinn, and I'm thrilled to have this chat with you. And today I'd like to talk about clarity is power. Clarity is power. I honestly think I was inspired today by somebody. I think it was Tony Robinson. Robbins, sorry. Tony Robbins. That's what I meant to say. Also somebody I like to listen to. And I think that the whole concept of clarity is undervalued, to be honest. Like, oh yeah, I got clear on that. Clarity is huge. It's absolutely huge. So we're going to talk about it just being efficient for one, but then also helping it to, how clarity helps us to figure out our lives and our purpose, because it's huge. So first of all, in a regular, everyday efficiency kind of way, I'll tell you, we are big on clarity in this house. And for those of us who are neurodiverse thinkers, it's very essential that we have clarity. Map it out for the Fast Mind Club. Otherwise, our mind goes out the door, around the block, and who knows where after that, and then maybe we'll land back with you. But if we have clarity, then we can kind of, know what to do. And also because our oldest daughter is on the spectrum, I learned early on just to be even more clear. Like, I'm clear because of me, but I'm really clear because of her. And she's been a gift in so many ways. And she has also indirectly benefited my students because of being so clarity focused, also consent focused, very clarity focused from the beginning. My syllabi and the way my whole classes are set up, there are no surprises. So you can know if you've got a friend coming, your best friend's coming up in 3 weeks. If you want to get ahead and do whatever is coming, you can. Okay? It doesn't, obviously with the discussions and stuff, that's spontaneous. But as far as it's just so crystal clear and mapped out. So that's efficient. Or even if nobody's coming to visit you, but, there's a lot of anxiety and also depression going on with this generation. So if anxiety is something somebody has, clarity is the best thing, because they're not guessing. So somebody who's already unsure and having a difficult time with ambiguity, difficult time with all the what if thinking, clarity can be a huge anxiety reducer, because now it gives us a sense of control. Okay, it's mapped out, it's clear. Now I have the control if to choose to put in the effort and get this done and that done and this done. I'm not guessing. I'm not wasting valuable life minutes guessing, which is our next thing, because the opposite of clarity is fog, right? When we're in a fog, whether it's with school or work or life, relationships, there's also a lot of life minutes wasted guessing. A lot of life minutes wasted guessing. And again, the ambiguity, even in relationships, causes stress. So to be clear when we have a conversation, even, I know my dear friend Dr. Dave, I had lunch with him today, I love him. When he used to do his hall talk at orientation at St. Mike's, he was really clear about the sexual stuff. He's like, say it. It's okay to touch this, and that, and don't touch that. You know what I mean? Clarity is good, and that's one of the things I absolutely love about the crew on the autism spectrum, is they are so clear. They can be misinterpreted as being, blunt by neurotypicals. Really, they're just being logical and honest is what they are. We can call it blunt because a lot of neurotypicals we do a lot of social games and norms that really aren't normal, really. So the crew on the spectrum is just, it's like, don't ask me how I look, and don't ask them how you look in the new jeans if you don't really want to know, because they're going to tell you and then be completely confused if you're hurt with the answer because you asked them, right? So they're big on clarity, and I absolutely love it. Okay, now the clarity thing with the power and empower. I love the word empower. Just having to talk about this yesterday with my well-being people at Champlain. When really it's all about clarity in our lives, because think of all the, again, wasted life minutes. I think of like a pinball machine bouncing around, here to there, and some of that has to happen to figure things out. I'm not saying that, though. When we really kind of open ourselves up, right? Again, we're all connected to the divine, call it universe, higher power, God source, whatever. When we really are mindful too, just regular mindful, and we're in this receiving place, this place of receiving, this is when clarity comes. When we're walking around, and our head is like is like that moment when you're in between two radio stations. You can hear part of that one and part of this. For my fast mind, it makes me nuts. That's not an ADHD. That's like an ADHDer's nightmares, to be stuck in a car with people where you can't get out and the radio's in between stations. So when we're walking around in that place where our head feels like we're in between stations, this really leads to typically a lot of, negative emotion. We can also really spiral cognitively, And when we open ourselves up to clarity, the universe answers that stuff. You got to focus on the prize. That is the thing. And like we were saying before with the unconscious, just yesterday, also in other videos, about 96% of everything we say and do all day long is coming straight out of the vault. The unconscious. The unconscious is clear within its own set of rules. And it's not the rational part of the brain at all. It's just feeling headquarters, okay? It's just feeling headquarters. And so it's very important to gain clarity with how you're feeling and what your thoughts are, because otherwise then any change is going to happen in your life. Just not going to, if you walk around thinking the same thoughts, okay? Feeling the same feelings, not knowing why, or what's not, being really clear about what's working for you and what isn't. Remember Dr. Phil used to say that a lot. He would get somebody on the show that's like trying to rationalize whatever behavior that's not good. And he's like, okay, and how's that working for you? You just found yourself with your, 17th DWI. How's that working for you? Kind of thing. And so clarity is when we come together with that. We get in alignment and the insides are matching the outsides. This is clarity. When we have clarity, we are in alignment and we have power, because when we are aligned, our personality aligns with, what the divine intelligence that we're all connected by. And this is how we land with our meaning and our purpose. And that is just one fulfilled freaking life, I'll tell you that right now. So clarity is power. We got to allow it. We got to allow that stuff, which means not necessarily sitting still. Sitting's overrated. I'm the first one to admit that. But to calm the mind, and that's where the mindfulness comes in, because this is how we get clarity. Clarity is in the white space in our heads. It's in between the gaps. This is where the clarity is in the stillness of the mind. This is when the inner voice speaks. This is when we are receptive, and this is when we have clarity, and this is where the mind has got the power. Clarity brings the mind the power. Then you are right on your game. You'll be so fulfilled, time will fly. That's how it works. Okay, this is Kimberly Quinn signing off from Northern Vermont. Have a mindful, very clear day.